All right, BoxingVoice.com live here with Coach Cuz, Damarius Hill. So the people knew we were coming up to the champ camp, and they got some questions for you. First one's from Israel Weber in Kansas. It says, thanks for answering TBV questions. Deontay seemed ready in the first fight. It was a wild brawl. Most TBV listeners are pulling for and expecting him to win in number 2. Do you think Fury has any more tricks up his sleeve on February 22nd?
I don't think Fury can do too much of anything else but what he did the first fight. He's a pure boxer, so I really can't see him. He says he's gonna stand there and trade shots, but if you've been doing something your whole life in boxing and I don't think he can just change it up at this moment.
All right. We got MadBen100 who says, when working the mitts, do you focus on first foot placement or waist and shoulder movement?
I mean, it all varies. It just depends on what we're doing. It's always a plot and a scheme to what he's doing, so it really just varies. Like, you really just can't, just say exactly like what it is, but we have a system that we run, so it could be like foot placement this time, or it could be technique or anything, all the above.
All right. Steve in Chicago, do you believe Fury that he's going to go for the KO against Wilder? I don't believe he has the power for that. What's your thoughts?
I don't think he has the power for it either, but he's slightly crazy, so you never know with Fury.
Sam Gilly in the UK, I believe, says, is there a plan to reduce Fury's clinching? It seemed to tire Wilder out in the first fight.
I mean, we'll see when we get in the ring. Basically, we'll see February 22nd, and he always has a counter for his counter.
All right, we got Frank says, thanks for giving us your time and answering our questions, Damarius. In your view, is there any scenario where Deontay could fight Anthony Joshua in 2020?
At this time, the whole focus is on Fury, so when that time comes, we'll see.
Dual Ingram says, if you had a world-class fighter that didn't seem motivated to be in the gym, what would your approach be to that situation? Would you say, fuck it, I'm not his babysitter, and wait for him to show up at the gym? Or would you go beyond that? I ask because that's exactly what the former world heavyweight champion Andy Ruiz's trainer did for the rematch with Joshua. To me, if I want my 10%, I'm on his ass, putting on any hat that I need to, including babysitting.
I mean, it all depends on the potential of the fighter. If sometimes
let's keep it with Andy. We've seen his potential.
Andy.
Yeah, Andy. He said Andy. Because his trainer came out and said, he had to be calling him. He wasn't showing up to the gym. Yeah. So he's saying, would you go the extra mile? Like, man, I don't care. This is my check.
It's a limit to everything. I mean, you want to try to motivate him to keep him in the gym, but at the same time, he's a grown man, so I really can't just babysit him and do all this stuff. But I mean, I can see an attempt, maybe 1 or 2 times, but after that, you on your
own. Nick Diver says, thanks for answering the questions. Which sparring partners do you feel have helped the most in replicating Fury's awkward style?
All the guys present something different. It's not just one particular guy, because we had Stephen Shaw, we had a lot of guys in that assisted to imitating Tyson Fury. So I say all guys present something different to the table.
Scott, the Christian fight fan, says, what up, coach? Will the champ be using more of the jab more this time around to set up that right hand, everything behind the stick? Let's go, champ.
We'll see. February 22nd. You never really just can say what a fighter would do because they actually in the ring and they see things different than on the outside. So when February 22nd comes, we'll see exactly what he'll do. And I know one thing he would do is get the win.
CYP in LA says, do you believe Wilder could hold Cruiserweight Undisputed and Heavyweight Undisputed titles if they were offered to him, seeing that he's only weighed 209 before at heavyweight?
Speak it, believe it, receive it. I know he can do whatever he put his mind to.
Last one, Fort Myers, Florida. Jordan Baker says, I think one of Wilder's biggest flaws in his game is fighting backwards. Have you guys been working to improve that?
I think that's one of his biggest qualities. I mean, he does an excellent job on his back foot. I mean, you just got to go back and watch this Dazn 1 fight, all the above. He does a superb job on his back foot.
Well, there we go. Mr. Hill, if you got any social media you want to give out at this time, please do so, and we appreciate you.
On Instagram, at CuzHill, CuzHill. Facebook, Damarius Hill.
And just so that the people know, you don't only train Wilder, you obviously train Dion Nicholson, and you take about, what is it, like 12-hour days, 14-hour days? You here from what, 10
to whenever.
So, and you train kids too. Yeah, so, kids. If there's anybody in the Alabama area that really want that work, come to the Champ Camp, man, right here.
Yes, sir.
It's a new era now, too. Because it's a new era.
Fitness.
All right, well, thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Untitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.